You're still assuming that circumstances create feelings. So this is just something you must really reflect on and start to see. What we discussed in the first part of this call, you must come to see that what you are really suffering is your own mind, your own ideas of what this situation will turn into, what this situation is doing, why this situation shouldn't be here, what it should be, when it should heal, by what time. So it's all your own ideas you're imposing onto the circumstance, and then you claim that the circumstance is hurting you. So if you don't see this right now, it's completely fine. Don't battle against it. It's fine. But this is what you must, through the acceptance, through the meditation, through really looking within yourself, becoming the watcher, really to the best of your ability, seeing how it is your own mind that is creating all these sorts of perspectives, which then you are suffering. That is what will sort of really help you understand this, become free of this. As you practice this, obviously things are still going to cause reactions within you. It's perfectly normal. Let's just say even if you're sort of really understanding this and going deeper into this, and something personally negative happens, you're still going to have a reaction. Thoughts are still going to come up. Emotions are still going to come up. But now your understanding of them and the whole situation is going to be way different. And now because there's greater depth to where you are looking from. Previously, as those emotions and thoughts arose, you're looking from those emotions and thoughts. But now you're sort of looking from a level deeper than the emotions and thoughts which are arising to the situation. You'll be able to see how clearly it is your belief and your attention going to these emotions and these thoughts which perpetuates them. So it's like the initial reaction, there's nothing wrong with. Like if one of you curses me out, initially, if I feel fear or if I feel some sort of like emotion arising, nothing I could do to control it. That's fine. But if I choose to dwell in it, and if I choose to act on those emotions and go back at you and start cursing at you or whatever, that is something that is the result of identification with those emotions and thoughts that are arising. Whereas, let's just say you curse me out and you're yelling at me, and all these emotions and thoughts automatically arise, but there's a seeing of them, and I know myself to be at a deeper level than them. My looking is happening from a greater depth than before. Now I no longer have to buy into and subscribe to these emotions and thoughts that are arising, and therefore my behavior will be completely different. And how I feel about you yelling at me will also be completely different. I don't have to buy into all these emotions. Maybe temporarily, maybe I'll feel all sorts of fear or anger towards you, but like the moment I see it, and the moment I see that I am separated, apart from it, deeper than it, automatically it becomes weaker because it didn't have the power to pull me in. And because I won't not feed it, it will just dissipate. Anything that arises in awareness, it needs your concentrated attention again and again to be. It borrows beingness from you. If you don't give it that, it simply vanishes. And now, not only will I not suffer, but I will not make you suffer by being hateful towards you. So this is just an example of how this really works. And the understanding, which cannot be really calculated, but this is where you really, your reference point for yourself becomes deeper and deeper, subtler and subtler. Right now, most of our reference points is just, I am this physical body and I'm experiencing this situation, and these emotions and thoughts are what I am. And so from here, we are responding. But as we sort of practice this, your reference point is no longer just this body, just these bundle of thoughts and emotions. It becomes deeper then. What it is, who knows? You can't say it because it is not itself an object or something that can be pointed to. It is just a deeper essence of yourself. And you start to truly respond from that place. You start to see from that. Previously, you were just seeing from this emotion and thought. That was your viewpoint. But now this also becomes in your seeing. And your seeing is from a deeper place. a more subtler place, which itself is not a thought or an emotion. And this deeper, subtler place is also what inquiry is pointing you to. Like, look, that exists. Look, you are completely asleep just being here. Look, there's a deeper place from where you are already looking, but you don't know it. You think you are looking from here. And this is the end of suffering. Because this is you realizing that suffering is not necessary. This is you realizing that suffering is sort of self-identified with, self-imposed. And I no longer need to do that because I understand myself to be prior to the suffering. So it is great power. It is great freedom. And see how, like, just through this one example, maybe you were able to understand it, but just see how, like, this alone, how much would it change how you respond to life, how you treat your family, how you treat your coworkers, how you go about life, how you approach your goals, how you are when you're not doing anything. You know, because that is when all these things really attack you. That is why our day is just full of activity, from one thing to the next, to the next, to the next. And we want to make sure that we don't become quiet, because then all these things will rush in. And that is the mental state. That is the egoic state. To keep this stuff going, because these are the structures upon which the ego maintains itself, builds itself. And that is why meditation, acceptance, inquiry, things that help you become quiet, help you dissolve this. Help you realize that these are structures that you yourself are supporting, and once you stop supporting them, they cease to be. It is opening you up to a deeper dimension within yourself. I hope you understand now what I mean by that. If I've said that before, maybe it just completely went over your head. But now you're seeing that, okay, there's a deeper dimension to me than just the thoughts arising and the emotions arising, which I believed were me, which I assumed were me because that was what I was taught, and I never really knew better. But now you do. So don't let this brush over your head. Be here fully, acknowledge this, and on your own time, reflect on it, meditate, become quieter, implement, and then the next time these situations are unfolding that are very difficult, practice. Because see, the way it goes when we come across these spiritual teachings, it's like we practice and it's easy when it's easy, when it's pleasant, when experience is fine. But the moment experience turns negative, it's like, sorry, I don't feel like practicing, not right now. Don't even talk to me right now about this. You know, I see my own friends and family be like this, where it's like when life becomes challenging, that is when they lose it all. Whereas that is your greatest opportunity to really transcend this stuff. Because you start to transcend this in those difficult situations, you will become exponentially free of these sorts of reactions. And the degree to which you're willing to do it in those times is the degree to the freedom you will gain from your own projections and suffering. Thanks for watching this video. Just 2 things before you go. If you want to learn how to implement the teaching that we cover on this channel in a step-by-step format and really develop your understanding of it in a faster way, make sure to watch my free 1-hour class that I'm offering right now. And second, if you want to work with me personally to help you dissolve mind identification and return to peace through self-inquiry, check out my program down below. It's called the Higher Consciousness Shift. Enrollments are now open, so just check out the details and book your free call, and we'll see if it's right for you. That's all I have for you today. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video.